pass, and here is the tip. Mitchell controls the tip. Nancy Oman gets the ball over to Steph Knight. Again, we'll be here for the first half tonight in this District 3 AA championship ball game, and then it's Dakota Wesleyan basketball on KMIT. Top of the key, Aaron Olson. Aaron Olson gets the ball to Jody Dirks, back to Olson. Into the corner, nice feed into Nancy Oman. Nancy Oman has the first 2 points of the ball game as she did last night. She gets the pass from Kelly Music. Just 30 seconds into the ball game, Mitchell leading 2-0 for Aberdeen Central. Tonner sets it up. Tonner feeds into the lane to Hillary Aiden. Aiden lost control of the dribble. Now passes up to the top of the key to Ackerman. Ackerman gets the basketball to Cook. Now on the right wing, long shot put up, no good by Libby Tonner. Mitchell has the rebound. Here's Aaron Olson. Olson brings it down court, pulls up top. Over to the left side. Now Olson keeps the ball dribbling down to the baseline. Feeds into the lane, and the ball is knocked away from Nancy Oman out of bounds, and Mitchell will keep control of the basketball. Less than a minute into the ball game, it's Mitchell 2, Aberdeen nothing. Music will throw in the pass to Oman, now to Olson. Oman gets the ball. She's tied up. Here's a pass. It's tipped. Kept by Jody Dirks. She passes back up top to Aaron Olson. Now right side into the corner. Music. It works its way around the perimeter. Now a long pass into the right corner. Here's a long shot put up by Music, and it's good. Just inside the three-point line, and Mitchell leads 4-0. Kelly Music, her first 2 points in the ball game. Aberdeen Central with the basketball. Leah Ackerman has a pass tipped away, tipped out of bounds, and Aberdeen Central will toss in the inbounds from midcourt. 6:29 remaining here in the first quarter. Mitchell has the early 4-0 lead. The inbounds pass comes into Libby Tonner. Tonner being defended by Music. Tonner has it at the top of the key. Now works it over to the right side. Here's a pass to Cook. Back up top to Cook. Ackerman with the basketball for Aberdeen. Ackerman, a bounce pass underneath. Shot is put up off the rim. No good. They got it to Jennifer Murphy. Shot no good. Aaron Olson tries to take it coast to coast. Short jumper from inside the lane, and it's good. And Mitchell leads 6-0. Aaron Olson with her first 2 points of the ball game. Last night against Pierre, Olson had 8 points. Here's Libby Tonner. Tonner again tied up into the lane. Holding it in the lane is Aiden. She had to pass it off quick. She gets the ball to Ackerman. Ackerman has it in the left corner. Ackerman being chased by Dirks. Ackerman passes off to Tonner. Here's a shot put up from just outside the free throw line by Cook. It's no good. Aberdeen Central has the rebound, and tied up is Aiden. Aiden loses control of the basketball. There's a turnover. Dirks passes. Comes back out to Olson. Olson from the free throw line. Jumper is good. Aaron Olson has 4 points, and Mitchell leads 8-0. And Aberdeen Central calls timeout.
DIC.
Steve Zander back at the Corn Palace. Coach Derek Roby of Aberdeen Central not liking what he's seeing so far in the first quarter from the Eagles, and calling a quick timeout. Aberdeen trailing 8-0, having their problems offensively. And now the first foul of the ball game is being called on Mitchell, and it is on Steph Knight. First foul with 4:58 remaining here in the first quarter. Again, Mitchell up 8-0. Aaron Olson with 4 points. Nancy Oman has a basket, and Kelly Music has a basket for the Colonels. Aberdeen Central with the ball. Here's Ackerman. Ackerman brings it over to the right sideline. Now a pass, and stepping out of bounds as she receives the pass is Hillary Aiden. And Aberdeen Central will turn it over to Mitchell. Aberdeen having some turnover problems here in the first quarter. Not something you want to do against the Colonels, because they will capitalize on those. 4:47 to go here, quarter number one. It's Mitchell 8 and Aberdeen nothing. Aaron Olson again sets things up for Mitchell. She gets the pass over to Dirks. Bounce pass back to Olson. Right corner now to Music. They find Oman underneath the basket alone. Oman puts it in off the glass, and she has 4 points tonight. And it's Mitchell by 10. Well, how long can they hold Aberdeen off the scoreboard? They held Pierre without a field goal until 1:56 into the second quarter last night. And here we have a double dribble being called on Aberdeen. Amy Fouth off the bench into the Aberdeen lineup, and she is called on the violation. Mitchell 10, Aberdeen nothing. This is the championship game of District 3 AA. The winner goes on to the state tournament to be played right here at the Corn Palace. Jody Dirks along the baseline. Jumper is good, and it's Mitchell 12-0. Dirks has her first 2 points of the night. Now Mitchell into the full court press and a turnover. Mitchell gets it on the turnover. Steph Knight, and they turn it right back to the Aberdeen Centrals underneath the basketball. A bad pass picked up by Jennifer Murphy. Tied up at midcourt is Aberdeen Central. The ball comes back to Murphy. Murphy puts up a shot, no good, and the rebound is grabbed by Jody Dirks. Also into the lineup for Aberdeen. We'll get you that player in just a second here. Nancy Ullman puts a shot up underneath the basket, and a foul is going to be called on Aberdeen Central. Foul is on Shara Bishop. Shara Bishop has her first foul. One foul on each team. Here's a shot from the free throw line off the inbound pass, and it is no good. Kelly Music takes it out to the three-point line, shoots, it's good. Just inside the line, her foot was on it, and Music has 4 points tonight. Mitchell leading Aberdeen Central 14-0 here in the first quarter. We mentioned Amy Fouth into the lineup for Aberdeen Central. Also in is Sarah Healy. Healy with the basketball right now, passing to Fouth at the top of the key. Healy gets it right side, shot is up, no good, off the rim. Rebound grabbed by Healy as it bounced around through about 4 players. Now a pass is intercepted by Nancy Ullman. Mitchell, another turnover against Aberdeen Central. Kelly Music, right corner, passing across court. They find Ullman underneath, and we get a whistle. And it looks like Mitchell turns it over to Aberdeen Central on a traveling call. 2:43 remaining here in quarter number 1. The Colonels 14, Aberdeen Central nothing. Again, Mitchell has gone into the full court press, and again, almost turned over. Erin Olson got to the inbounds pass first, and she knocks it out of bounds in the left corner. So Aberdeen Central will toss it in from there. The pass comes into Healy. Sarah Healy gets it across the timeline. And we have a foul in the front court on Aberdeen Central. Another foul on Shara Bishop. And that is 2 fouls on Bishop. Second team foul on Aberdeen. Mitchell with just 1 here in the first quarter. The Colonels are up 14-0. Erin Olson. Olson brings it across the timeline, being defended by Healy. They work the ball to Steph Knight. Steph Knight, Music up top. Music tried to find Ullman in the lane, and Ullman was breaking left. Ball went right, and it was picked off by Jennifer Murphy. Murphy with that steal. Almost stolen away again by Erin Olson. Aberdeen Central keeps the basketball. Shar Albrecht also new into the Aberdeen lineup as they try to get something going offensively. No points with under 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Jennifer Murphy wanted to try from the left corner along the baseline. Passes back out to the free throw line, and we have a foul being called on Mitchell. A push. And we have a substitution for Aberdeen. Back into the lineup is Alicia Cook, and she replaces Shara Bishop. And into the lineup for Mitchell, Susie Sudrella and Jill Thieler come in for the Colonels. At the free throw line right now for Aberdeen, Shara Albrecht. She has a chance to get them on the scoreboard, and she does. Albrecht hits her first free throw, and now it is 14-1. So 6 minutes and 9 seconds before Aberdeen can finally score tonight. Second shot is no good, and Erin Olson has the rebound. The Mitchell defense has been superb here in the district at the Corn Palace. Erin Olson gets away from 2 players, comes right through the lane. A sneaky move, gets the shot up, and it's no good. Rebound is knocked out of bounds by Mitchell, and we have 1:36 to go here in the first. Aberdeen Central gets the basketball back. Olson picked up the last foul for Mitchell. Now on a layup, we have another foul being called on Mitchell, and this one is going to be on Kelly Music. Music has her first. So that'll be the third team foul on Mitchell. Once again, a shooting foul. It sends Amy Fouth to the free throw line. Fouth is a 5'6" junior. Shar Albrecht, the only point tonight for Aberdeen, and Fouth misses her first free throw attempt. So Aberdeen 1 of 3 at the line tonight. And here's the second attempt by Amy Fouth. This is good. So 2 points now on the board for Aberdeen. They trail 14-2. Olsen gets the inbound into Thieler, back to Olsen. Olsen brings it across the timeline. A burst of speed, pulls up at the free throw line, passes to Sudrella. Back to Olsen, and Sudrella again in the right corner. Sudrella finds Music. They work it around the perimeter. Thieler back out to Sudrella. Music breaks in, passes back out to Sudrella. She gets it to Music again as they just work it around the perimeter. Now working her way open in the lane is Nancy Ullman, but a foul is going to be called on Aberdeen Central, so Ullman will go to the free throw line. Leah Ackerman with the foul for Aberdeen. Nancy Ullman comes out of the lineup, and Oster comes in for Mitchell. Here's a long pass all the way down court. Fouth was wide open, couldn't put in the layup. It rolls off the rim, but a foul is going to be called once again, and this time it's an offensive foul. And this one goes to Shar Albrecht, so that is the fourth team foul here in the first quarter for Aberdeen. 56 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mitchell 14, Aberdeen 2. Nancy Ullman has 4 points. Kelly Music has 4 points. Aaron Olsen has 4 points. Hard to believe. They just work the scoring around. They spread it out. A sign of teamwork. Mitchell 19-0, trying to go 20-0 tonight. Mitchell with the basketball. 43 seconds to go in the quarter. Olsen a pass underneath the basket. Puts it up. It's no good. And the rebound taken by Jennifer Murphy. Murphy feeds it down court to Alicia Cook. Cook now hands it off to Libby Tonner. Tonner a bounce pass into Shar Albrecht. Shot is up, no good. Loose ball on the floor, picked up along the baseline and put in by Albrecht. Albrecht has 3 points tonight, and now it's a 10-point ball game. Mitchell 14, Aberdeen Central 4. Down to 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Olsen has it at midcourt. Olsen to Sudrella. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Kelly Music looks at the three, steps in, and she is fouled as she tries to put up the shot from the free throw line. And it's foul number 2 on Shar Albrecht. So Kelly Music goes to the free throw line with 2 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Mitchell a 62-25 winner over Pierre last night. Aberdeen beating Huron 45-41. Kelly Music's first free throw is good. And that's the first free throw for Mitchell tonight. Music now has 5 points. Music's second shot is away, and it is also good. So once again, a 12-point lead for the Colonels, 16-4. And that'll do it for
Glass in Mitchell and Dakota Glass.
Welcome back to the Corn Palace. Steve Zander bringing you the District 3 AA Championship game. Mitchell leads Aberdeen Central 16-4 as we're just underway. Quarter number 2. Shot put up by Aberdeen, no good. Mitchell has the rebound, and they'll go to work from there. Again, the defense is shining tonight. Only one field goal given up in quarter number 1. They work it around the perimeter. Thieler has it in the right corner. Here is Oster from the free throw line. Oster's shot no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Susie Sudrella. And Aberdeen will get the basketball. 16-4 after one quarter. Again, Mitchell has 2 wins over Aberdeen this year, 58-32 and 54-31. Kelly Music, 6 points for Mitchell tonight. She leads all scorers. Aberdeen has it along the baseline into the lane. Hook shot put in, and it finally falls for Hillary Aiden. Hillary Aiden has her first 2 points of the ball game. 16-6 the score, 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Susie Sudrella in the right corner. Sudrella had 7 points last night, all on free throws, as she was 7 for 8 from the line. Oster underneath the basket. Nice pass. She couldn't get the shot to fall through. Sudrella on the putback. Susie Sudrella has her first 2 points tonight, and Mitchell leads 18-6. Mitchell again working the full court press. Aberdeen able to get it across the timeline. Libby Tonner. Tonner at the top of the key, tied up by Thieler. Here's a pass almost knocked away by Knight, and it's picked up by Ackerman. Ackerman to Aiden. Underneath, shot is up, and it's off the glass, but a foul is being called on Aberdeen before the shot was put up. That'll be foul number 5 on Aberdeen here in the first half. It is on Jennifer Murphy. Murphy has her first foul tonight. Mitchell with the 12-point lead and the basketball. Dirks has it for Mitchell. Dirks at the top. Now to Thieler. Susie Sudrella on the right side. Nice pass as they caught Knight breaking through the lane. Her shot is up, no good. Aberdeen has the rebound. Libby Tonner clears it away. 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Tonner a dribble behind the back as she tries to get by Thieler, and Thieler stays on her. Now a pass to the left wing, Leah Ackerman. Ackerman sends it back to Tonner. Tonner to Ackerman in the left corner. Here's a three-point try. It's short, and the rebound is grabbed by Sudrella. Mitchell 18, Aberdeen Central 6. Dirks. Jody Dirks loses control of the basketball, picks it back up. Here's Oster now in the right corner. Steph Knight. Knight passes to Dirks. Dirks finds Thieler. Thieler feeds Sudrella underneath the basket, and Sudrella scores. Susie Sudrella with 4 points tonight. Mitchell by 14, 20-6 the score. Mitchell still working the full court press. Alicia Cook gets the pass as they break the press. Now here's a long shot from the baseline. Left side, and Hillary Aiden puts it through. Aiden has 4 points tonight for Aberdeen, 20-8. Dirks takes it coast to coast, and Dirks has it batted away. As she comes through the lane, it's batted away by Jennifer Murphy, but Murphy is called for her first foul of the night. And Jody Dirks will go to the free throw line. Now substitutions coming in for Mitchell. Back into the lineup, Nancy Ullman, Kelly Music, and Erin Olson. Dirks and Steph Knight remain in the lineup, so they have the 5 starters out there right now. Dirks' first free throw attempt is no good. 5:01 to go in the first half. Remember, after the first half, we send you up to Aberdeen for Dakota Wesleyan basketball as they take on Northern State. Dirks' second shot, no good. Mitchell the rebound. Olson underneath the basket, and she's fouled. And Erin Olson will go to the free throw line. And that is foul number 3 on Shara Bishop. Bishop playing off the bench. She was the first one to come off the bench tonight. Last night she was playing off the bench in here, and she had 10 points to finish second in scoring for Aberdeen Central last night. First free throw, by the way, for Erin Olson is good. Olson now has 5 points tonight. Mitchell leads 21-8. And a substitution for Aberdeen. Jennifer Murphy replaces Shara Bishop. And Olson's second try is also good. Mitchell 22, Aberdeen Central 8. Erin Olson now with 6 points tonight. Both Olson and Music have 6 for the Colonels. Mitchell with all 5 starters out, still putting on the full court pressure. Here's Ackerman. Ackerman passes to Murphy. Ackerman in three-point land. Looks at the shot. She decides not to take it. And now here's an errant pass. Goes out of bounds, and they turn it over to the Colonels. 4:34 to go here in the first half. Mitchell 22, Aberdeen Central 8. Erin Olson had a good game last night, scoring 4 points. Olson, a very smart player. You rarely see her make an error out there. Dirks gets the ball to Olson. Now in the left corner, right corner rather, for Kelly Music. And Music puts it through. Kelly Music with 8 points tonight, and it's 24-8. Colonels lead. Hillary Aiden brings it down the sideline. Aiden hands it off to Libby Tonner. Tonner, a long pass across court. And again, they throw it away on a long pass. So 2 consecutive turnovers on long errant passes by Aberdeen Central. And again, Mitchell will get the basketball back. She was trying to find Ackerman in the corner just in front of the Mitchell bench. And it was way off target. Erin Olson will set things up for Mitchell. Olson being defended by Tonner. Here's a pass by Mitchell that goes out of bounds, so they turn it right back over to Aberdeen. Olson tried to hit Dirks on a bounce pass, and it was tipped out of bounds. So Aberdeen Central will throw it in. 3:47 remaining in the first half. It's Mitchell 24, Aberdeen Central 8. Healy back into the lineup now for Aberdeen Central. Dribbles it off her foot, and it's almost recovered by Mitchell, and they work it around the floor, and now it goes over and back. So again, 3 consecutive possessions for Aberdeen Central and 3 consecutive turnovers. The ball was loose on the floor. 3 people tried to play it, and over and back. So Mitchell gets it back. Here's Aaron Olson. Olson dribbles right by one player, puts it up off the glass. No good. Oman has the rebound underneath, and she puts it in off the glass. Nancy Oman, 6 points on the evening. Mitchell 26, Aberdeen 8. Tonner with the basketball. Tonner up top. Tonner being defended by Music. Here's a pass to Murphy. Over to Healy. Now it comes back up top. Right side to Healy. Healy gets it to Tonner. They work it around. Once again, Tonner. Here's a three-point try. It's no good, and the rebound goes to Mitchell. Kelly Music has the rebound. 2:49 remaining here, quarter number 2. Mitchell 26, Aberdeen 8. Mitchell wins this one. They go on to the state tournament to be played right here in Mitchell. Getting the nice pass in the lane was Nancy Oman. She put up the short jumper. No good. Mitchell has the rebound. Here's Healy bringing it all the way down court. And a nice pass over to Dawn Dell. Dell scores on the way up. Dell just coming into the lineup moments ago, and Dawn Dell has 2 points for Aberdeen Central. It's Mitchell 26, Aberdeen 10. All Music wanted to try a long shot. She decides to pass to Knight. Now here's Oman at the free throw line. Knight again. Open, puts up the jumper. It's no good. Aberdeen has the rebound. Aberdeen Central getting the basketball back with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Healy passes out to Tonner. Now right side, a pass, and a foul is going to be called on, I believe, Healy of Aberdeen. And if that is on Healy, that would be foul number 7 on Aberdeen here in the first half, and Mitchell goes to the free throw line. It is on Healy, foul number 1 for her. And now Mitchell into the 1-and-1. So going to the free throw line is Aaron Olson with 1:55 to play here in the second quarter. Mitchell leads by 16. Olson's first shot is good. Aaron Olson with 7 points tonight. Olson averaging 9 points a game this season. Olson's second shot is away. It's also good. Aaron Olson having a good first half. She now has 8 points. The last 4 from the free throw line. 28-10 the score. Full court pressure again being applied by Mitchell. They steal it away. Aberdeen unable to get it across the timeline. Knight came away with the steal pass to Olson. Now Olson finds Oman in the lane. Oman puts it up off the glass and good. Nancy Oman also has 8 points tonight. Oman, Music, and Olson all with 8 tonight. 30-10 the score. 1:30 to go here in the first half. Here's a three-point try by Aberdeen. No good. Shot taken by Healy. Another shot no good, and we have a foul being called in the lane on Mitchell. Looks like the foul is on Oman. Oman picks up her first foul of the ball game. That is foul number 5 here in the first half on Mitchell. It was a shooting foul, so Libby Tonner will go to the free throw line. Tonner has been held off the scoreboard tonight. She scored 10 against Huron last night. Aberdeen ready with a couple of substitutions. Tonner's first attempt is no good. And into the lineup now for Aberdeen. At least one new player, Stephanie Knight. Amanda Meyer. Meyer comes in. Second shot put up, no good. Aberdeen has the rebound, and Aiden cannot put it in. And Mitchell has the rebound. For Mitchell, here's Dirks. Dirks gets the pass to Olson, now all alone at the top. Music, they work it over to the other corner. Ball comes back across to Sudrella. Sudrella finds Knight in the lane. Knight finds Music wide open. She spins, puts up a shot, no good. Lands out of bounds, and it was last touched by an Aberdeen player. And with 55 seconds remaining, Mitchell will throw it in right underneath the basket. The other player coming into the Aberdeen lineup is Amy Fouth. Fouth played a little bit in the first quarter. Mitchell by 20. They have the basketball, just over 50 seconds remaining. Here's a pass knocked out of bounds by Dell. Aaron Olson trying to get the ball to Knight, and it was knocked out by Dell, so Mitchell throws it in with 49 seconds to go in the half. They get it in. Dirks. Dirks dribbles up to the top of the key. Dirks to Olsen, now to Music. Dirks. Zudrella on the left side. Music just inside the free throw line. Shot is up, no good, and Aberdeen Central has the rebound. Shaw Albrecht hauls it in for the Eagles. And now a foul being called as we have a collision between Amy Faust and Kelly Music, I believe it was. And a foul is being called on Aberdeen, an offensive foul. And this is on Dawn Dell. Dell has her first foul of the night. And Music is going to go to the free throw line. Kelly Music with 23 seconds to go here in the second quarter. First shot is no good. They're in the 1-and-1. And Aberdeen Central has the rebound. Our score, Mitchell 30, Aberdeen 10. Just 15 seconds to go in the half. Nice bounce pass in the lane. They try to find Aiden. And we have another foul being called. This one is on Mitchell, and this one is on Jody Dirks. And Dirks picks up her first. That is 6 team fouls on Mitchell here in the first half. Not a shooting foul. So Aberdeen Central will have to throw it in underneath the basket. They get the pass in, and we have another foul. Another foul on Mitchell. This one is on Steph Knight. Knight has her second. And now Aberdeen is into the 1-and-1. Jill Thieler comes into the Mitchell lineup. And she'll replace Steph Knight, who just picked up her second foul. Amanda Meyer at the free throw line for Aberdeen Central with 11 seconds to go here in the first half. And she can't hit her first shot. Mitchell has the rebound. Less than 10 seconds. Aaron Olsen with the basketball, looks up at the clock, dribbles through traffic into the lane, untouched. A nice move by Aaron Olsen, puts it in for 2.
And obviously with him here from Aberdeen Central, you draw a lot more Aberdeen fans. Has a lot to do with the crowds they've been getting this year.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this Northern team because it's going to have a different look in a way. Now, a lot of guys that we know, I mean, the perimeter players, geez, they're just loaded. With Eric Klein leading the way, Lance Luchins, the 2 Buckle Hides. We expect to see Ryan Miller getting some action here tonight. We'll talk in our interview with Bob Olsen, the coach, about how Ryan Miller from Mitchell is doing, and he's very happy with his progress here so far. The difference is on the front line, and a guy that's going to be awfully tough to replace, Kevin Burkhart, 6'7". He could go inside and do the damage. He can shoot the 15-footer. Talking to Coach Fred Paulson, who's here from Huron scouting the game tonight because they play Northern on Tuesday. Huron does. He said, you know, the thing that people didn't realize that Burkhart hurt you so much is that he trailed the fast break so effectively, and when they'd get down, they'd just pop it, and he'd hit that three-pointer. He was so consistent, a 6'7" forward that could hit the threes like he did. Almost impossible for a lot of teams to match up against. He will be an awfully tough guy to replace.
I don't think that they're probably going to be able to replace him. They're going to have to restructure their offense a little bit, and obviously that's a weapon they won't have this year. As you said, Tim, it was tough for any center to come out and guard him because of his ability to move outside and pop the threes. They do have the guys that can rebound effectively, as he did. They have the guys that can play some defense. I was talking to Coach Terry Small from Aberdeen Central. He thought they had some guys that could play defense the way Burkhart did, but there's no one that can score like him, so that will certainly put some more outside pressure on. If they come out and have a cold night, it'll certainly put more pressure on the guards from Northern.
I don't think there's any question. This is going to be a great, great basketball team. I think the thing that looms right now as the big question is what 2 guys or 3 guys are going to step forward and take the leadership role underneath the basket, and how will they blend with these other players? I mean, you got to have a certain type of big guy, too, that be able to play the post or the forward and yet get into the flow that they like to play because with the Buckle Hides, Luchins, and Klein, they've got such great outside shooters. They have a little more of the traditional type post player, and even Bob Olsen said, you know, early in this season, we're going to be playing 4 or 5 guys. We just want to see who's going to be able to step up and do the job.
Well, I think that's probably what Northern is going to be doing for most of the season, at least the early part of the season. I don't think you're going to find any one guy that can do that job. And as you said, Tim, the style of offense that Northern plays up and down the court, it's awful hard to find yourself a postman that can do the things Burkhart did. So, again, it all comes down to getting some different bodies in there and stuff, but they have a tendency to recruit the athletes here that I'm sure they'll find someone that can get close to that role and get comfortable in that position.
Yeah, absolutely so. Northern State Wolves coming in, as we said, ranked number 1 in the country in NAIA Division I this year. Great opportunity for the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers to go against them here tonight. Talk a little bit about the Tigers, 86-84 winners over Doane College of Nebraska in their opening ball game. A lot of the same kind of questions asked about Dakota Wesleyan this year. You've got the one guy back underneath the basket with the experience in Randy Mardian. But what do you have to go along with Randy Mardian? You've got good perimeter players. You added a Tyson Thaler who showed us that he can shoot the threes like he did in high school. He had 4 of them the other night in that game against Doane. You've added a very good freshman point guard in Darren Mebius, who's going to be a great player for Dakota Wesleyan, plus the guys you had coming back, Adams and Long and Sazu and Pearson. So Wesleyan is loaded in the perimeter department. They'll be able to score some points. But who's going to step up and help Randy Mardian? Now, last game, Camden Miller kind of came to the forefront, the 6'6 player out of Plankinson, who just a week after football played against Doane and played a very good game. And then Joe Prue, the other 6'6 junior, the junior college transfer, played his ball for Todd County out of Mission. If those two guys can help Dakota Wesleyan, that's going to bring them from a mediocre team to a pretty good team this year.
I think there's no question that's the big question mark for the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. And if you ask around the SDIC and talk to people in the know, I think they're very afraid of Dakota Wesleyan right now because they don't know what to expect. Anytime you've got the guards and the perimeter people that Dakota Wesleyan has, you know you should have a good basketball team if somebody will step up underneath. And as you mentioned the names there, Tim, you got 2-3 guys that can probably get the job done. But I'll tell you what, anytime you've got the shooting ability that the Tigers have, if you can find any semblance of a game underneath whatsoever, that'll allow those guards to come in and penetrate, to dish off and stuff. And they'll be a tough team to defend. So a lot of people say, you know, there's a lot of question marks with the Tigers, but I'll tell you what, the biggest one is that underneath play. They can put that together. Watch out, because you could have a very good basketball team on your hands this season.
I think you could, too. Well, it'll be a fun test to see how you can go up against the big boys here tonight at the Barnett Center in Aberdeen. We want to congratulate the Dakota Wesleyan ladies, winners this afternoon over Grandview at the Corn Palace, 79-71. So Coach Mark Schilling and the Lady Tigers getting their season off to a good start at 1-0. Again, congratulations to them. Well, we will take a timeout here from the Barnett Center in Aberdeen. We're going to come back, talk about some of the people again here tonight, some of the new faces you'll be seeing, and we will talk to coaches Bob Olson and, of course, Doug Martin. So stay with us. We'll be right back in 90 seconds.
Something big is going on at your Northland Ford dealer. Something so big, in fact, that it only happens once a year. It's Ford's factory authorized clearance, and it's too big to miss. Right now, you can save big on 5 of America's top 10 selling vehicles, including Ford Escort, the country's most popular small car. You'll save over $1,900. Always wanted a Taurus? Well, now you can lease the best-selling car in America and get up to $1,000 cash back. You can even get up to $500 cash back on Ford Pro, or take advantage of special financing rates as low as 3.9%. No matter which Ford you choose, you're going to save big. Savings based on MSRP of option package versus MSRP of options purchased separately. Cash back direct from Ford. See your Northland Ford dealer for details. The factory authorized clearance going on now at your Northland Ford dealer. An event this big could only happen once a year. Don't miss it.
There's a difference in colleges. The difference is Dakota Wesleyan University in Mitchell. The difference is academic programs like Dakota Wesleyan's expanded nursing and sports medicine programs and the new elementary school on campus. The difference is involvement. There's plenty of activities to choose from, athletic programs, student government, and tons of clubs and organizations. Before you make the biggest decision of your life, come and see the difference at Dakota Wesleyan. Call the admissions office at 800-333-8506 to schedule a visit. Dakota Wesleyan, we can really make a difference in your life.
Welcome back again here to the Barnett Center. Tim Smith along with Joel Vandover, Scott Kelly in Aberdeen. Big, huge crowd on hand tonight for the season opener for the #1 ranked Wolves under Coach Bob Olson. Now, we talked about the perimeter players. Here's the way he's going to start tonight. Eric Klein, the 6'1 senior, along with Lance Luchins, the 6'3 junior, and Scott Bucklehide, the 6' senior. So the 3 perimeter players will start. You've got the other Bucklehide brother, of course, who will play a lot, Chad Bucklehide, tonight. We expect to see Ryan Miller in the lineup. And then a lot of big guys will play tonight. But he will start 6'8 sophomore Jeremy Vleem at the center position. He's out of Hettinger, North Dakota. And then at the other forward spot, number 34, a 6'7 junior by the name of Matt Cluton. Cluton is out of Beulah, North Dakota. So they will be the starters looking to fill the 2 spots that they lost from last year's team, which, of course, went all the way to the championship game in NAIA Division II. This will be the last year for Northern in the NAIA Division II because next year they will go to NCAA Division II and make that step up. And they've been in the transition here for the last 3 years, but they will make that big step along with the rest of their conference starting next year. Well, we had a chance to talk to their head coach, Bob Olson, here just a few minutes ago. And, of course, they, as we said, have played 2 games, 2 prelim-type warm-up games, one against the athletes fighting substance abuse, once against the Russian national team. And we asked Bob, out of those 2 games, how he feels his team is coming along so far.
Well, you know, those are such tough games to evaluate sometimes. The first game wasn't a very good team, wasn't a good game, didn't play very good. Against this Russian team we played the other night, or last Saturday night, played some pretty good basketball. You know, those European teams play such a different style. There's just no, you know, there's no flow to the game. And but we think it was a good game for us. It helped us get the jitters out and, you know, get some things worked out that you just can't do in practice. And, you know, one of the things about playing an exhibition game is you just can't simulate in practice the same kind of intensity that you do in a ball game. And I know our guys are really tired, as I'm sure Coach Martin's guys are tired of banging on each other, and just start playing some, you know, some other people.
Yep. We just talked a little bit about your starters, and you made the comment that on the front line you're going to be looking for some people. You might play a lot of guys tonight. Obviously, you lose a guy like Burkhardt from last year. That's a hole to fill.
Yeah, that really is. You lose Burkhardt and Say. They're both those kids who, you know, are great players. Right now they're over in Brazil playing basketball, and you know, you don't replace players like that overnight in a period of time. And we've got a lot of younger players that we're going to look at and give opportunities to, and hope that they develop. I know recruiting-wise, we kind of thought we'd go out and get a junior college player. Tried to get a couple junior college players, couldn't get either one of them. So then we went after some freshmen, and we just, you know, made a commitment to go with some younger players.
What are you going to have a different type of big players this year? Obviously, you've got perimeter players, and you can shoot the ball and get up and down the floor. But in a Burkhardt, you had a big guy who could go outside, just tough to match up with. Are you going to be more of the traditional post-type player?
Yeah, you know, Kevin was, he actually could play the small forward. Honest to God, if I had been smart, I probably would have played him there. So, you know, we're going to try to get in the ball inside a little bit more. A lot depends on how the kids develop, too. We're the kind of basketball team that, you know, we'll get it inside, but we're not going to not look from the outside. You know, we've got to have an outside game. We've got to have an inside game. We've got to be able to penetrate some. And, you know, it's no secret that we think our strength's are perimeter. We've just got to keep developing the other areas of our offense.
Early in the year, I'm sure it's a situation where you're going to try and find the guys that'll blend together, find those 5 or 6 that'll play together.
Yeah, you know, and that's kind of tough, too, when you're trying to find players that are the best players and now trying to get people to blend together because you're looking at so many different players. And, you know, that's why it's a long season. It's not 1 or 2 ball games.
Okay. One final question. Folks back in Mitchell will be real interested in Ryan Miller. How's he doing so far? And, well, he sees some playing time tonight?
Ryan's doing great. We couldn't be happier with the way he has progressed. I know, truthfully, Ryan's playing better right now than I think we expected him to. Very athletic. He's shooting the ball better than I really felt that he could do. Ryan's going to be a fine player for us. I know it's tough for him as a freshman when you're playing with you know, 3 seniors and veteran players. But right now, we're trying to give him some minutes in every varsity game just to get him some feel for it, because if someone goes down or whatever the case might be, he's got to be ready. He's getting some great time in practice with our top kids. You know, you always look at a freshman kind of as a future player. We look at Ryan as a definite future player for us, but also we want him this year to be a factor. We really think that he can be one of our players that can win or lose basketball games for us. You know,
while I'm thinking of it, I want to let you go without talking a little bit about Ryan Van Zee. I'm sure he's a guy that's going to have to work and put some time into his game. But I was just talking to our coaches, and they said he had a heck of a JV game this afternoon.
Yeah, Z, you know, he just sort of came back from a stress fracture, didn't do anything preseason, and that slowed him down quite a bit. But, you know, Ryan is just an outstanding young man. He's so coachable. He works hard. You know, he has to learn the college game this year, and now in the offseason go after it and work and improve and do the things. This is going to be a great season for him. He'll play in 15 JV games and play about 39 minutes in those JV games, and that's going to help him immensely.
All right, Bob. Good luck to you this season.
Thank you. Good luck to you guys.
Now, again, head coach Bob Olson, nice guy. He is indeed. And talking about our 2 locals there, Ryan Miller and Ryan Van Zee out of Armour. Of course, Ryan Miller out of Mitchell. We'll see some of Ryan Miller tonight. Ryan Van Zee had 32 points in the JV game against Dakota Wesleyan this afternoon. Northern won that JV game 102-80 for Dakota Wesleyan. Ty Timmons out of Worthington, Minnesota had a nice game. He had 19 points. Also, Jesse Brosnan out of Woonsocket had 11. Scott Baird ended up with 15. They were the leaders for the Tiger JVs today. We'll come back. We'll hear from Coach Doug Martin of Dakota Wesleyan after this 90-second break.
Toshiba America Information Systems Incorporated understands the importance of a good quality education at Dakota Wesleyan University. Toshiba would like to introduce to you two student athletes from this year's Tiger squad. Chris Detterman, a 6'5 junior forward from Burke majoring in biology, and Pete Adams, a 6'2
CMIT in Mitchell, and exclusive coverage of Dakota Wesleyan Tiger basketball will be set here in a couple of minutes for the tip-off. We will keep you posted as well on the progress of that Mitchell girls game as well, and let you know when that's the final score back at the Corn Palace. We'll have a complete report coming up at halftime. We had a chance to talk to Wesleyan coach Doug Martin here just a few minutes ago. Doug, first off, this is like going right into the fire here. There's going to be a huge crowd on hand. They're going to be pumped. This is their opener, but hey, it's kind of fun. You go against a team that's rated #1.
Right, it is. There's a gigantic crowd early. I mean, I had to park the car half a mile away. But yeah, and they're a good team. They're coming off a great season, and they're picked to be #1 in the NAI Division II. Yep. They got the Bud Lights here, and you know, it's going to be an exciting night.
It will indeed. We know about, obviously, their perimeter people, and we're going to have to try and match up them as best we can. But, hey, we've got a number of perimeter people, too. Are you going to try and, you know, just keep the flow going in and out, keep them fresh tonight?
Right, and we're going to try to put some pressure on them because they've got some great shooters, and, you know, their strength coming back is perimeter. And I know that they think that their post people are going to be good, and they're going to be much bigger than us to start with. But we're going to put pressure on them and try to keep our kids fresh. And it's going to take a great defensive effort. We've got to play hard, play quick, and shoot the ball. And you know, that's the name of the game.
Yeah, you know, I was talking to Bob a little bit, and he's going to try a lot of people on that front line. He's looking for the right people to play up there. Different kind of people than a Burkhardt of last year that he can come outside and kill you out there too. I think they have more the regular post type people.
Right, and they got a couple of freshmen from North Dakota that are good players. They're not starting, I see, but I would imagine they'll be in there early. And then they've got some real big power players back from last year. So they'll have quite a few different combinations or ways they could go in terms of talent there.
We talked a little earlier this week, but your football guys have been at practice now. We're going to see some more faces tonight, too?
Right. We got Chris Detterman and Clay Bastian back this week. Chris from football, and Clay was injured in our first day of practice and came back this Monday. So, you know, we're going to take a look at those guys. And then Chris Swear and Camden Miller. None of them are in great shape yet for basketball. But they're coming good, and you know, our season really begins in January. So this is a time that we want to experiment and find out about our team, but by the same token, we want to win, too.
All right. Go get them, Coach.
Thanks, Tim.
And again, head coach Doug Martin. So we are about set to play basketball here tonight at the Barnett Center. We are getting just a little bit of a late start, a little bit after 8 o'clock here tonight, but ready to go. The team's getting their final warm-ups on the floor. We will take one final timeout and be back with a tip-off from Aberdeen in just 90 seconds.
Fulton State Bank has opened their new Mitchell branch on East Havens. If you haven't discovered the friendly, personalized service that the people of Fulton have known about for 70 years, now's the time. Fulton State Bank isn't interested in being the biggest bank, only in providing quality, personalized service to people they know. Stop in and re-experience small-town banking the way it still is at Fulton State Bank, now open at our new branch on East Havens in Mitchell. Member FDIC.
Amoco presents auctioneer and Viper driver Lester Longcar, made clear. Lester asks for the crystal clear Amoco Ultimate gasoline so he can fill his shine, and he wisely continues to give his Viper Ultimate today.
End of 3 quarters. It is Mitchell 41, Aberdeen Central 19. So that game is about a foot away, and the Colonels are on into the state AA tournament with a 20-0 record. What a great season they have had. We'll get to the final when we get it in. Dakota Wesleyan starters here tonight. They're going to go with the small lineup, the veteran lineup to start, but we're going to see a lot of people in here. First of all, for the Tigers, starting at one guard with number 10, the 6-foot senior Jeremy Pearson out of Stickney. Number 23, the 5'10 junior Eric Sazu out of Fort Thompson. Number 20, 6'2 senior Pete Adams, hometown boy from Aberdeen. And talking to Pete a little bit earlier, I said, I suppose you're going to bring out a lot of people. He said, hey, there'll be more people there to watch me than there will be to watch Eric Klein. Pete Adams, the forgotten guy. He was the point guard when Klein played for Aberdeen Central. Didn't get to shoot the ball very much when you're playing with Eric Klein. Also starting for the Tigers will be number 4, the 6'3 sophomore Chris Long out of Kennebec. Chris had a great game in the Tiger win over Doane, scored 19 points. And then at center, number 52, the 6'5 senior Randy Mardian, who had a huge game against Doane out of Nebraska with 27 points in the season opener. Your starters for the Northern State Wolves. At the center position, number 50, Jeremy Bleem, a 6'8 sophomore from Hettinger, North Dakota. At a forward, number 34, Matt Cluton, 6'7 junior from Beulah, North Dakota. And then at the other forward, they will list Lance Luchins, although it's a 3-guard look. Luchins, number 24 tonight, 6'3 junior out of Custer. Scott Buckelhide at the 1 guard, number 14, the 6-foot senior from Northville, played at Northwestern High School. And, of course, Eric Klein at the guard, number 42, holds about every record there is, except the overall scoring. He will break that this year for the Northern State Wolves. Klein, the 6'1 senior out of Aberdeen. 3 officials, Tim Dunham, who we have not seen much of before, but then Jeff Wilbur and Gary Harrington, who we know very well are our 3 men in the stripes tonight. Here we go. Wesleyan in the blue, Northern in the home whites with the maroon and gold, and we're underway. The Wolves will have the opening tap. Huge packed house here at the Barnett Center. Buckelhide will leave it out front. Luchins will go for 3. It's short. Rebound in the corner, and Buckelhide hustles over to pick it up and keeps it alive. Out to Klein. He'll launch the 3-pointer. In and out. Again, no good. Hard rebound, and again, it's Buckelhide. He'll go inside to Cluton. Turnaround good. Well, Northern misses their first 2 3-pointers, but Matt Cluton with a little turnaround from the side of the lane, and they had hard rebounds come off the rim, and they were in good shape to get them. Actually, Tigers had pretty good rebound position. Now Chris Long working the right side, hangs in the air, 12-footer won't go. They tie up on the rebound, and it'll belong to Dakota Wesleyan. Pete Adams inside with Lance Luchins to tie up on the jump ball. Tigers will throw it in from underneath their own basket. 2-0 Northern just underway here tonight. Eric Sazu will inbound. Comes to Chris Long in the left-hand corner. Now further out front, Pearson. He'll go over to Adams at the point. Pete Adams, bounce pass intended for Mardian. They double on him. They knock the ball away. The big center, Bleem, knocks it loose. They get it up to Buckelhide on the run. Buckelhide into the lane, out of bounds off his leg. Pete Adams, Eric Sazu converged on him as he came inside the free throw line and knocked the ball off of Scott Buckelhide's leg. And so it's still 2-0 Northern. And the Tigers will bring it up. We are right at courtside here at the Barnett Center with a brand new wood floor here. What a beautiful place. Chris Long, free throw line. Turnaround jumper, no good. Adams with a rebound on the lane. Puts it up, fouled as he went to the hole. Well, Pete Adams, not exactly the guy you'd expect to be in there fighting for the boards, but the Tigers have a very small lineup in there. 6'2 Adams gets the rebound. Matt Cluton will pick up the foul. That's our first foul of the ball game. So Pete Adams to the line. He did not have a chance to go to the free throw line in the Tigers' opening ball game against Doane. So this will be his first official free throw of the year. Pete scored 5 points in that season-opening win. Puts it up and good. 2-1. Tigers are on the board, trailing by a point here in the early going. Shut in the prelim, the Northern State women blasted Chadron State of Nebraska 98-59. Pete Adams gets both free throws. We're tied at 2-2. Buckelhide will bring it up. Sazu on him as he crosses the center jump circle. Buckelhide takes it right-hand side. Gets a screen there from Cluton. Can't get up. A shot down in the corner. Out front, Luchins. Here's another 3 on the way, and he's going to be fouled out there. Jeremy Pearson banged him with the body. The shot did not go down, but we are going to have 3 free throws coming up here for Lance Luchins. Now, Northern, of course, is not afraid to launch the 3s. They already have taken 3 of them. Luchins and Klein took 3-pointers the first time down the floor. The 6'3 junior from Custer, Lance Luchins. First free throw is good. Northern has the lead again at 3-2. Just a minute and 20 into the basketball game. Second one on the way. Count that one as well. Makes it 4-2, and we'll see if we can go 3 for 3 here to start things out. And yes, 3 free throws in a row for Luchins. Fouled in three-point range. 5-2, the Wolves with the lead. And Sazu will bring it up on Bucklehide up the right-hand side. Into the front court. Drops it for Jeremy Pearson at the point. Pearson starting a drive on Klein. Cut off. Goes to Adams in the left-hand corner. Pete being guarded by Cluton at 6'7", so a real mismatcher there. Now Pearson again out front. Off to Sazu left side. Can't penetrate. Gets it to Pearson. Here's a three. It's a little strong. Rebound controlled by Northern. And then we've got a whistle and a foul as they come out of there. So Jeremy Pearson could not get the three. And the foul is going to be called, I believe, on Chris Long. Yes. First on Long of the ball game. Second team foul on the Tigers. Northern leading 5-2. And into the front court will come Bucklehide again on Sazu. One-on-one. Tigers not putting on any other pressure. Bucklehide right in front of us on the dribble. Right side of the court. Takes it down to the point. Gives it to Cluton on his right side. The 6'7" junior. Out to Eric Klein, being guarded by Long. Klein for a three. Curls around, no good. In and out. They bang for the rebound. Out of bounds. And Tigers touched it last. Well, Wesleyan's at a size disadvantage with a small lineup in there. You got 6'7" Cluton, 6'8" Vleem on the floor. And Tigers are going after the boards, but having a tough time right now. Bucklehide will inbound from underneath. Comes to Luchins. He'll launch one from the right corner. That's good, and it's a three. That's 6 points for Luchins. He had those 3 free throws. 8-2 now Northern. You're going to have to score to stay with this team because they will put points on the board. There is no question. Jeremy Pearson, right side. To Long out front. Chris goes right corner. Pearson will try his own three, and that's good. Jeremy Pearson answers right back. 8-5. The Northern lead cut back down to 3. Luchins starting a drive, and 6'8" sophomore. His first bucket. It's 10-5. The Wolves with the lead. Sazu now to Pete Adams, right-hand side. Bounce pass, free throw line to Mardian. Drives into the paint, stops, pops the 8-footer, won't stay down. Rebound. Sazu goes in there to steal it away, and he'll bring it back out front. Tigers get another crack. Here's Chris Long. Long range, good for 3. Chris Long, his first basket. And Wesleyan back within 2 points at 10-8. We played 3.5 minutes here in the first half. Out front, Cluton at the point. Here's a lob underneath to Vleem, the center. Rejected out of bounds. Nice block by Mardian. Got up in the air. He was behind him as they lobbed it over his head, but Vleem went up, and Mardian spanked it out of bounds. It'll belong to the Wolves underneath their own basket. Scott Bucklehide, the 6-foot senior, to throw it in. Comes in the corner, left side to Klein. Lob in the lane. And a traveling on Northern. It'll be Wesleyan ball. Crowd doesn't like it. A lot of contact. Bodies banging. Cluton fell out of bounds, and they call the traveling underneath. So Wesleyan with a chance to tie up the ball game. 10-8 Northern. Sazu will bring it into the front court.
They call a modem board.
Sazu with it. Tigers court. No good. Adams tips it back out front, and Prue's got it on the wing. Pete Adams has gotten about 3 rebounds already, doing a nice job going inside. Prue going to drive. Goes in, offensive foul. Well, you can't feel too sorry about those. That's a good move by Joe Prue. He did put the shoulder down a little bit, but a good aggressive move. Good drive by Prue and ran into Cluton, so Prue will pick up the foul, and it'll be Northern's basketball. Now they make their first change. Coach Bob Olson will bring it.